I need to talk to him.
Okay.
Because here's what's happened. I'm on the, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I'm involved in several boards, and with some family things that have come up, I may have to resign from everything, and that's because some health things that have come up again for me. So if anybody wants to do this, you take over for me. Actually, I was telling Bonnie,
I'll just do that between 3 or 4 in the morning. I'd love to, but I
really, yeah. No, you've got your permission for sure. But they asked me to take over Audrey Walker's place on the board of Agency-Based Education, the ABE people, you know. So, and they need lots and lots of help. So since I'm on their board, Norton and I came up with this almost at the same time. We want to write a bill. Well, first of all, we have to ask, does the government need to get involved in preschool education at all? You know, but then we thought, well, let's if they're going to do it, and we haven't answered that question yet, you know, if they're going to do it, is there a way to turn people's focus towards reshaping the economy, reshaping services, to allow more mothers to stay in the home, and then do school-supported preschools, home-based preschools, without the rules. You know, it's a very, very tricky area to go into, but that's what we're looking at now, is just come up with something to preempt action next year. It's going to come up every year. This bill will not go away. So,
you know, that was the main concern that I saw with the stuff I was seeing, was that this bill would compete with mothers who already had preschools and do more damage to the economy than help to the economy. And throw more mothers back into the, you know, that would have to leave home and go back to the workforce.
Yeah, because moms are doing it just to be able
to stay home. Yeah.
And it gives us an excuse to not look at the nuclear family and the extended family and the neighbors, you know, to be able to help with those little kids. If the mom's got to go to work, you know, we can organize in wards and neighborhoods and to somehow, you know, take over, do joy schools and have the kids at least in a home-based something rather than going to the government preschool, where, of course, you know, another big problem with it was those little children would be tested on specific curricula, tested, yes, and they would have to, and because the investors would only invest unless that was in place, where the children had a regular regimen of evaluations.
So that they knew that their money was going to good purpose.
That's right. Yeah.
So you knew that the kids were learning what they wanted.
And if it didn't work out, or if it did, you helped me understand, but part of my understanding was that this was a loan that Utah was giving and paying back with interest.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. Yeah.
And that was tied to the success of the program. Is that how that interest thing works?
Yeah, and they don't even out.
Yeah. Why are people so dumb? I don't understand.
It seems clear to you, doesn't it?
I wanted to put that in my my paper that I submitted that went out to all the legislators. We had to write talking points. I should have put that in.
Why are people so dumb?
But I don't know. I think it's just really important to educate ourselves on what is the healthiest for education for little children and stick to our guns on it. I think the problem still remains for so many moms that are forced to work, and they would rather have their kids in a preschool with teachers with a purpose rather than daycare. And I'm thinking, daycares are at least about playing. If you've got
if you need a teacher with a purpose, find one with a real purpose and not just
So that's rough. Bill was it was a real nail biter. I was in one meeting when we actually had the live audio of it was at the Capitol, and we're hearing the live audio from the Senate floor, and we were told as soon as that bill comes up to the top of the list to let us know, and it did during the meeting. Everybody jumped and ran down to, so it's exciting. If you guys ever want to come out and participate in this, it's just blow by blow, really exciting stuff.
And they have an intern Where they have, when people run messages around and do things to get involved.
And it is so
Our kids
elaborate
have-
now.
Our kids have run that for them.
That's what paging
It's
was in
so
Oklahoma.
more
They-
than.
They
We
don't
were told they don't
high
have a
school
program.
here. As
High
I
school
couldn't
program.
find one online. In Oklahoma, they have a high school page program where the high schoolers can go for a week and run errands for the senators. But since they cut the budget, no, they still have it. I think it's cut.
Yeah, it's run through Utah Eagle Forum here, and it's a commitment for the entire 6 weeks. And you're at the Capitol every day, so they really pull from the homeschoolers, and those kids are so
Amazing.
sharp. They learn, I mean, they're all gonna run for president because they learn the process. So anyway, that's the one bill and it was defeated in the Senate. We're glad that it didn't get to the House, but the House is just a mix of people that just, a few know their principles and the rest are kind of there by popularity, you know, and so I prefer to work in the Senate because they seem to know a little bit more. But anyway, it was defeated in the Senate by 15, let's see, 12 to 15, how many senators are there? Anyway, only by a few votes, and we really, really had to work on those individual legislators. So
We just had our senator changing, so we didn't know our senator well, and
mhm. Where do
he
you
has
live
no
now?
communication skills
Okay, and who is your
whatsoever.
legislator now?
Bramble?
Kurt Bramble?
Yes.
He's
We know
notorious.
Kurt very well.
He has no,
He is powerful. He's very powerful.
Very
So
powerful,
get
yeah.
to know him. Get to know him, and
he is impossible to get to know. I can't tell you how many times we called him.
he's huge.
And we-
He's a
and
huge man.
our-
He's too powerful and
Our
again, too.
senator before was one that sent out newsletters,
Mhm.
returns her own phone calls,
Yeah.
would return my mother's
Yeah.
emails, and this guy,
Yeah.
I can't tell you what his position is. He wants to hear that debated on the floor first, and I'm thinking, he doesn't have a thought for himself about the bill
Yeah.
before he hears it
Yeah.
debated?
You know,
And he's powerful, so that
Yeah.
tells me a lot. He doesn't want to tell you what
Well,
his position is.
he's a good person to work with, as to get a working relationship with. He's not easy to work with, but he has been a real lion on some important bills. He's been very courageous on what is it now that he's involved in that is so important. It's immigration, and he's associating nationally with other legislators and building this coalition of people that will stand firm on immigration, and, you know, closing the borders and all those kinds of things. And so I'm not an immigration authority, so I don't even know how it should go, really. But okay, so just another couple of bills. There was the bill about fining parents who are smoking in their car.
I heard
If
about
there
that
are
one. I
children.
did too.
So tell me, how do you think it should go? How would you vote? Because I was
Wait,
wrong. The bill was saying that to make it illegal for parents to smoke in cars if children were present in their car. What do you think? Because I didn't have it right at first, and I mean, I'm sure I'm right now, but I mean, you know, those little children are pretty much victims there, and we know now more than ever how dangerous that secondhand smoke isn't. It abuse? You know?
But it's another parental decision. I mean, if you go back 200 years to how people disciplined their children in their homes,
Mm.
a lot of people looked the other way that when there was
Pretty
obvious
heavy
abuse,
Mhm.
because that was a parental decision. And I think we've come so far that it's hard. Oh.
Hit the red button, then hit it again.
Okay.
So I have a difficult time with those, just like I have a difficult time with seatbelts in cars, and